It's Monsters on the Ohio Monday. Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly, along with the Dr. Tim Lang and Cindy. I'm Lyle and Doc. It's Monster Monday. What more could we ask for?
Yes, it is. And we're looking at 11 days, 10 hours, 28 minutes, and 37 seconds.
That was my next thing. I was going to see if you had it all dialed in. I knew you would.
Beat you to it.
That's awesome.
Impressive.
It is pretty good. We can't wait to get there. It's one of the biggest shows in catfishing that there is in Owensboro, Kentucky every year. And I think that everybody is wound up and ready to get there. I know that we are. It's an outstanding event. And man, oh man, it's just don't seem like yesterday we was down there last year. And man, are we going to have a good time. And again, this year, you're going to be fishing with Cindy and I, and man, oh man, that's always a blast.
Yeah, hopefully I don't rip my hand wide open.
No gar this time. No gar.
Mm-hmm.
Cut the line. Just cut the line, Doc.
That's what I told him, man.
I sell hooks at Bashmore, Doc. Cut the line.
I told him, man, we ain't bringing that damn thing in a boat. We don't want him in here. He's too big.
Yeah, he was big, but I do not like giving hooks up to a gar. And I lost a Leatherman that I've had for probably 22 years, and he ripped my hand wide open, and he still got away, and he still got the hook.
He was not a happy camper either.
No,
you know, Doc, them things aren't supposed to be as deep as we was fishing either.
No, not in 40 foot of water. He's not. And he hit just like a blue. I mean, he just laid the rod down right now.
Yeah, he took off with her. I was sure we had a good one on, and we did, but it just wasn't the right good one. Yeah. Aaron Wheatley, Jim Sparks, welcome to the show, guys.
What is up? What's up, brother? Catfish Nation.
Man, oh man, it is so good to have you guys on here. I can't hardly believe it's been a year since Aaron Wheatley has graced our presence, man.
Yeah, it's been a long year at that, Lyle, man. It's good to be back on here, man. I'll tell you that. I do appreciate the opportunity to come on your show with you and the doctor there and spread the news on catfishing across the country and Cindy's hands back
there. Oh, man. Aaron, you know, this Monsters on the Ohio deal, as I remember when you started it, we missed the first couple, and I called you up one day, and Cindy and I was on the line about going down there, and you had several boats entered in it, and it was like 2 days before Monsters on the Ohio, and I said, Aaron, can I get in? Can I get in? I want to come down there and fish this. I've never been to Owensboro, Kentucky, and I've never fished the Ohio River, and you said, I got a spot, come on down here, let's go, and we ain't missed one since, and it's been a blast. You know, it's just like any other place, you go down there and you have a good time. Sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you catch good ones, sometimes you don't. But the camaraderie and the fun that is had down there is there every year. There's a bunch of new guys that show up every year. The same guys, for the most part, show up every year, and it's just a blast. And I don't know what has made that what it is, besides all the hard work that you and the people of Owensboro put into that. I know that the state of Kentucky does very little to help you with that, but the city of Owensboro has helped you tremendously. And I try to thank everybody that I see down there that is affiliated with that city, because they have went above and beyond to help you make that one of the biggest events in our nation.
Yeah, considering all the things going on in Kentucky, I definitely picked the one right town to base my turn out of. There's no doubt. The city of Owensboro has been on board with me from day one. The Tourism Commission, you know, the public event coordinator for the city of Owensboro. I mean, there is no doubt it is a team effort. And what we like to call it is a celebration of catfishing. It's just not a tournament. It's a full celebration. I mean, one thing that Monsters has in its favors is by this time of year, all your champions have been named. you know who won this and who won that, who won that, and they all seem to find their way to Owensboro. So you've got all these heavyweight fighters in the same ring going at it at the same time, but you also have the average Joe that's never been on the water before. You have a lot of kids out there that's never been on the water before. You got a lot of females that's never been on the water before. So to me, the reach, our tournament, I don't think you see kids in other tournaments like you do ours. I know that you don't see the activities. There are some tournaments that have a few activities for the kids, but we have full-blown 4 or 5 hours of activities for the kids, not counting the weigh-in. So we're definitely trying to reach out to the youth because we know they are our future, and everything we do now sets the stones for them as they come up. So, you know, like I said, it is a whole complete celebration of catfishing with a catfishing tournament involved.
That's exactly right. Now, Aaron, I'm going to tell you a little story that happened last year down there at your tournament. Cindy and I had tossed an anchor out. It was dark, as it always is when we launched the boat. We were sitting out there anchored up and just, you know, kind of milling around. Everything was ready to go, and there was some young gentlemen. It was the first time it had been there, and they was in a really, really small boat out there amongst the nearly 200 guys getting ready to blast off and really stir up that Ohio River. And they pulled up to us and was visiting. And I said, man, what are you doing out here in that little boat? And he said, well, we're trying to decide what to do. Because he said, I think that water's going to get a little rough. I said, well, right now, why don't you just tie off to our boat here and just kind of hang out? And I said, when they start launching boats, you need to take over and go over to that bank.
Right.
And whether you take off and go up or down river, you stay near that bank until most of the big boats are gone, and then you know where you're going to be. And they stayed there until right before launch. And they went over by the dock, and they stayed there. And I don't know, because we was gone, of course, before they took off. And I seen them later on. They said they didn't have any trouble at all, but they stayed next to the bank. But, man, I was kind of worried about them guys. But it looked like they had like a little 14-foot Lake John with a small motor on them. And I said, boys, you got to be careful out here. I want you to have a good time, but I want you to be here way in when you come in, you know. And they was all bundled up in life jackets like Doc gets, which is a very good idea in what they was in. But they was so excited. They'd never been in a tournament, nothing like that. And they was glowing. You could almost see them in the dark. They was at Monsters on the Ohio, and they couldn't wait for it to begin. And it was awesome to sit out there, tie up and visit with them guys and kind of tell them what was fixing to take place, because they really didn't have any clue what was gonna happen.
Right. That's why we have a no wake zone, and for anybody that's planning on coming that is in a smaller boat, my best piece of advice for you is just sit in that no wake zone till them boats are gone. 5 minutes later, you ain't got to deal with no waves at all because they're gone. You know, that no wake zone is pretty much a safety buffer for smaller boats that don't want to be running down the river with those boats running 50, 60, 70 mile an hour.
That's right. That's right.
That would be my suggestion. If you're boat number 10 and you're in a small boat and you don't want to get caught up in traffic, we let those boats go 30 seconds apiece, 10 boats apart. 150 boats take 7.5 minutes to get rid of them. Wait another 5 minutes and you'll have all the clear, open water, smooth water you'll ever want.
Safety has to be first, right, Doc?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That's 100% correct. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're out there with a small boat with a small motor, 5 minutes is not going to make any difference, because you're not going to catch them guys with them 200 and 250s and 300 horse motors anyhow. So you might as well be safe and go get where you're going to go and do your fishing and get back safely. You'll be a lot happier in the long run.
Yeah,
and the little boats can put just as many fish in the
That's
boat as the big boats.
That's 100% correct. We fished for years with them small boats for a long time. Cindy and I fished out of small John boats, and we worked our way into the bigger boats. And what was the last one we had? A 20-foot F&F with a 150 on it, and we got that. I thought, hell, man, we got a big old boat. We got a 20-foot John boat. And in those days it was, because we'd been fishing out of 16-foot boats and stuff. But that was back before there was boats like we all have now,
Yeah, I actually started in a 1236 John boat with 11 horse jumps on it out in the Ohio River.
Yep. I remember when Cindy and I first got married, I had a 14-foot John boat with a 7.5 horse Sears motor on it.
Out there fishing the Mississippi River, wasn't it?
I only had it on the Mississippi one time, and that was it. My son was probably 7 or 8 years old, and him and my brother took it from the Louisiana boat ramp up the Salt River. And I got to tell you, I was pretty tight coming back to that seat when we got back to that boat ramp. We never done that again. It's just that wasn't enough boat to be on that Mississippi River with. But Salt River and places like that, small rivers, it was fine. And you know, back in those days, we'd go up and stay all night on sandbars and just have a big time. And we had it, but right when we first got married, and we fished almost every weekend, and had a big time. And you know, we've had some great boats. We had the Monster Cat. Now we've got this Alumacraft, which is just a phenomenal boat. I love this Alumacraft. It's a great boat, but you know, you just got to work your way up to things. And I know Doc's Sea Arc, it's a great boat. You've got a very nice Sea Arc. So, you know, good things happen if you work towards them, and that's what people have to do. And everybody starts out small. I don't know anybody that started out with the big, bad, best boats in the world. I think everybody starts out small and works their way up, and if you just work at it, and good things will happen to you.
Yep, I'm blessed to be in the Sea Arc boat. I could never afford to buy one myself, so I guess they felt sorry for me and said, "Hell, let's just sponsor Aaron, and that way he can say, well, I got a Sea Arc boat," which, hey, not a problem. So
yeah.
There are a few things I'd like to go over about Monsters, some key dates,
Absolutely.
some things that are in this year that besides the regular payout. First of all, a key date. Well, today was the last day to enter and get your names on the back of the shirt. That seems to be a real big deal with people. They really want that shirt with their name on it. So we picked up over the weekend, between Saturday and Monday, we picked up close to 25 boats. So we're getting real close to 150. The next date to remember will be October the 5th, which is this Friday coming up. That will be the last day you can enter before the captain's meeting, and there will be no late fee with that. So if you want to be entered into Monsters before the end of October 5th to avoid the late fees and to avoid having to enter at the captain's meeting. So after the 5th of October, your next chance to enter into Monsters on the Ohio will be at the captain's meeting at the Owensboro Sports Center, and we will take boats from 3:30 to 5:30. So you got till 5:30 p.m. Central, the night of the captain's meeting, October 12th, to get into Monsters for this year. And that is a cash only. So if you're going to pay at the captain's meeting, it's $225, cash only. That $25 late fee, we don't keep. We put it in the big fish pot. So that's pretty much up to you. Now, back this year, don't forget, if you got 6 big cat fever rods in your boat, and it's unlimited rods this year, okay? And you win Monsters on the Ohio, that's an extra $5,000 in your pocket from big cat fever rods.
Wow.
So you know, it's almost, you know, of course, I'm sponsored by Big Cat Fever. I love them to death, but I can't force anybody else to buy them. But I'm telling you, that's almost a pretty good investment if you really feel like you got a chance to win. Of course, we got the highest finishing female team back this year. That's going to be sponsored by Clayton Homes here in Owensboro. That's $500 and an award to the highest finishing female. We also have the highest finishing youth, which is $250 from Whiskerware Apparel, a custom-made rod from Lyle Stokes and Black Force Custom Rods, and Mike Paul from Never Snag Anchors is also going to give an anchor to the highest finishing youth. We also have, of course, backed by high demand, the I Got Skunked at Monsters on the Ohio, $500 in that special decal that you got to put on your boat for a year.
Doc, I don't want that. I don't want that decal.
Yeah, well, you know, that's kind of part of it.
Yeah, I know.
So you know, it's pretty much what we've done over the last 5 or 6 years. We don't really try to change things much. People have been asking me about the payout. The payout's always been the same. We'll let you know at the captain's meeting because it's basically made by entry fees, you know. So we've never had an issue with that. That's why we don't get on Facebook and say, well, this is the payout, because we don't know how many votes we're going to have. At the captain's meeting, the night of, after everybody's entered, we will let you know what the payout is. And I don't think that's been a problem. I know it's a little bit different than what some tournaments do, but we've never had a complaint about doing it that way. So, you know, normally, you know, you're looking at $8,000 to $10,000 for first place. You're looking at $4,000 for big fish, a couple $1,000 for second big fish, and the top 10 pays back over $1,000. That's what our goal is, as long as we get the boats. Now, I was a little bit worried about the boat count with everything going on here in Kentucky, but I must say that the catfishing world has kind of put me back on my heels a little bit as far as the number of people that are still willing to come to Kentucky and to Owensboro to fish monsters on the Ohio. And all I can say to those folks is, man, you make me feel so good. I mean, you know, I have worked my tail off, and I have had help. I have a lot of time into this, and this monsters is part of Aaron Wheatley. There's no doubt about it. And I know there's a lot of questions out there. What will happen to monsters on the Ohio? What I'm going to tell you right now is I'm trying to run one of the biggest tournaments in the country. Right now, I am focused on making Monsters on the Ohio 9 just as good as the other 8 before. So I'm pretty much spending all my time and have all my focus on keeping my anglers happy while they're here in Owensboro. So there will come a time, a week or two, after the Monsters on the Ohio, after I've had time to sit down with some people that have some severe interest in this tournament, and we'll talk about it, we'll discuss it, and we're gonna figure out where we're gonna do, what we're gonna do. I will tell you this: we will not move Monsters on the Ohio. I'll tell you that for a fact. If I was to do a tournament somewhere else, it would not be Monsters on the Ohio. Monsters on the Ohio is an Owensboro, Kentucky tournament. It was built right here in Owensboro, Kentucky, and it will die right here in Owensboro, Kentucky, as far as I'm concerned. I can tell you that much.
Awesome. All right, so we got some questions there, and it's time to spin the wheel too.
All right, spin the wheel.
Well, Aaron, would you pick us out a number between 1 and 5?
1 and 5.
Yeah.
Number 3. Number 3, Rex Chapman.
All right, 1. 2. Didn't want to go. 3, and the winner is Keith McKinley, Joe Buck 66.
Congratulations, Keith McKinley. What'd you win?
We'll just see right quick what we got.
Come on, buy some more.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, buy some more. Come on, buy some more.
Rig wrap.
Rig wrap.
Rig wrap. Keith, if you will send me your information after the show tonight, I will get you a package of rig wrap out to you. Thanks so much for watching Catfish Weekly and playing our rig wrap prize wheel game. I know you're going to love your products you get from Rig Wrap. They are one of the great sponsors we have on our show, and you will like them.
All righty. So questions.
Yes, sir.
Here's one. Will there be security this year at the weigh-in?
There will be security if we have to use the upper parking lot, yes. But with that said, please be smart enough and lock yourself up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just to keep honest people honest. But yes, we will have people at the top of the hill doing security if we have to park vehicles up there. Yes, absolutely. And we apologize for what happened last year. That happens everywhere, man. I mean, as good as Owensboro is, there's bad people everywhere.
Right.
That's right.
So, do we have any routes in the boat?
No, now, Aaron, Cindy just asked me, you're allowed any number of rods in a boat. How many rods are you allowed in use?
Okay, now that right at this second is up in the air for this reason. I was going to go to 8, okay? Okay.
Mhm.
But then I realized under an Indiana license, you can only fish with 6. So
Okay.
I didn't want to make Indiana guys have to buy a Kentucky license to fish with 8 rods. So I moved it back to 6. Well, after finding out what happened today, it seems like everybody's going to have to be fishing, or anybody that's going to weigh in is going to have a Kentucky license. So my math tells me that let's just do 8. I need to ponder on that for a minute because all this has just happened today. The last thing I wanted people to do was have to buy a Kentucky fishing license. But it looks like, according to Kentucky DNR, there's no getting around that if you're going to weigh fish in on a Kentucky ramp. So if there's no getting around the Kentucky license, then I feel we should go to 8 rods. I mean, the more rods in the water, the better chance we've got to catch fish, the way I see it.
That means the more bait Jim's going to sell.
I sell it.
Yeah.
He sells it. He sells it, that's for sure.
If you're going to have more rods in the water, you're going to have more bait. So that's good because, you know, I'm guessing for each skipjack Jim sells, he probably makes a quarter, maybe 50 cents.
Yeah, under Kentucky law, I mean, there's no limit on the rods you can have in the water. You know, so 8, you know, I don't see why we don't take advantage of that. You know, I mean, it's a couple more rods in the water, and we all know the bigger the scent trail, the better the chance of catching something.
That's yeah. See, that's a lot of the eastern and southern states have regulations like that. In our state, it's 2 on the Mississippi River unless they're marked, and then you're allowed. I think it's 3 unless you put your name or conservation number on them, and then you can use. Then it's like running lines. You can have up to 33 hooks, which is just, you know, that's kind of ridiculous. But most of the tournaments are 2 or 3 rods per person. But anywhere else off the Mississippi, it's 3 per person.
Right. Yeah, well, what I really want to do is I want to get this whole boat ramp, weighing in fish. I want to make sure I got that completely correct, you know. Yeah. So let me get that completely verified because I don't want to lead people in the wrong direction like I did this morning, and that was not intentional. I was trying to do a good thing for the state of Indiana, who has definitely stepped their game up as far as enforcement, conservation, and regulations. I was trying to point people that way, but it don't sound like that's going to be able to work. I even talked with Indiana. Even in Indiana, they're pretty much the same way. And that means all these tournaments been going on the Ohio River all these years. That we've been breaking the law. I mean, we've been doing them wrong, absolutely, because Indiana told me the same thing. You can fish all you want on the Ohio River on an Indiana license. You can fish either bank on an Indiana license, but when it comes to tournaments, it's a total different ball game.
And it's not just those 2 states either, I promise.
Now, I can't speak for the other states, but I can speak for Indiana and I can speak for Kentucky. And I know for sure, well, I don't know for sure, but what I'm being told is they both have the same arrangement on tournaments out of boat ramps in their state.
Well, nobody wants to get in trouble, especially when you're out of state and a long way from home. The last thing you want to do is get in any trouble and have to worry about getting home or paying a big fine or anything like that. So,
or getting disqualified. You know, I mean, that's
the worst, because then you got to pay a fine and be disqualified on top of it.
That's right. So I will have this completely straightened out by the end of tomorrow. And I may already have it completely straightened out, but I'm not 100% sure. I would like to speak to someone that's a little bit higher up the chain in Kentucky. But from what I'm understanding, that is going to be the case. If you intend to weigh in, you can do all the free fishing you want under the Indiana license, but tournament day, when you pull out of that water and you come to those scales, you're going to have a Kentucky license. Now, another thing that people may not realize, in Indiana, you can fish with a sports fish, okay? So crappie, bass, whatever. If it's caught on a hook, you can fish with it in Indiana. In Kentucky, that's not true. So, with that being said, even though you're fishing on an Indiana license, you're fishing out a Kentucky boat ramp, you are fishing under Kentucky regulations. That means no sports fish, none. Doesn't matter what license you have in Kentucky, it is illegal. We may share reciprocal licenses, but we do not share reciprocal regulations, and that's the difference.
I see. Well, good that you have that working and you get it cleared up, and everybody will know. So the guys that haven't bought license can make sure of what they're doing and not buy the wrong license, because they're, you know, you want to buy what it's going to take to get you to where you're legal and where you're able to turn in fish correctly. And as it stands right now, that sounds like Kentucky license.
And even if you're on an Indiana license for that one day, you're going to have to buy a Kentucky license, because one thing that at Monsters we try to do is we try to go by the laws and the regulations. I mean, that's just, okay, we didn't know 12 hours ago, but we know now. Knowing and not doing is different than not knowing and not doing. So, you know, we've been doing it wrong for 8 years at Monsters. I admit it. I didn't know. I did not know that.
I told people wrong.
But, you know, it's too late to take any force down. So start this year, you know, because, you know, we talked about this earlier. You know, Kentucky is definitely watching the tournaments. The Fish and Wildlife guys are all over the tournaments.
Right.
So what we need to do is we need to do everything the right way. We need to learn how to hold these fish and how to get them into the tubs without throwing them. They're going to be watching everything. And I know that sounds crazy, because you think what goes on at the pay lakes and with the commercial fishermen and how they handle them and how they get stressed out. But there's really nothing we can do about that. There are commissioners at Fish and Wildlife, I guarantee you, will be watching the live feed from Monsters on the Ohio come October 13th, trying to pick us apart, trying to find us doing anything wrong.
Well, I have to tell you, Aaron, one of the biggest complaints that I have is seeing guys throw fish in and out of tubs. That there is no reason to treat those fish that way. I mean, they was good enough to get on your hook and let you weigh them in. There's no reason to throw them in and out of trouble. Everybody's going to drop one now and then. Just have to be as careful as you can not to let it happen, because it's going to happen. It just does happen. They're hard to handle, especially the big ones. But be as careful as you can and not to drop them any more often than need to be. And when you catch a big fish, don't just throw it out of your boat back in the water. Lay that thing in the water. That fish has got that big, it earns the respect of not being thrown out of your boat in the water. I see them guys in them videos doing that, and every time I do, I just end up turning them off. You know, and they wonder if a guy ever wonders why he don't get a like on his video, for me, that's probably the reason. Because I don't throw fish out of my boat. I lay them back in the water. They're good enough to let me catch them. I'm good enough to set him back in that water and turn him loose and let him swim away. That just burns my butt. But
yeah, I suggest gloves.
Yeah.
You know, I suggest gloves. You know, I know people want these bloody knuckles and, you know, it makes you tough and all that.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I've had my hands on plenty of big fish. Yeah. Trust me, it is a whole lot easier when that fish clamps down on that glove than it is when he clamps down on that hand and starts twisting and turning. So, you know, a little cheap pair of gloves goes a long, long ways when it comes to holding on to these fish.
I've used leather gloves. The problem with them, after they get wet, they get hard for me to get my hands in and out of them.
Right.
You know, so we went with, what are them, neoprene gloves you've been getting?
There you go. Yeah.
They're not very expensive. Keep them from digging into you. Now, I don't always use gloves, but when you get to be my age, you get a lot of this here. You don't heal very well. It's old age, you know. Doc probably hadn't noticed it as bad as I do, but, you know, you'll get there, Aaron. Trust me.
No, I've caught a lot of big fish, Lau, and I'm telling you right now, I'm wearing my gloves. This old boy needs his hands.
Well, you just get scarred up, and you know.
Well, the thing of it is infection.
That's right.
Infection sets in, buddy. You're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly. But those gloves you're talking about, yeah, those are what I use. They kind of rubber coated on the bottom
That's
side.
it. That's it.
Yep. Yep.
I
Those
don't know
those
if
are.
gets them, but we use them until they get pretty nasty and then toss them away.
I had to talk.
Going out.
She throwed some away out of the boat. We've been the last few days. We've been getting the boat ready to head to Owensboro, and we had some that laid out there in a bucket and got rained on. She picked that bucket up. They didn't smell very good, so we just threw them in the garbage, and we'll get some new ones out to bring down there. But yeah, that's we've been using them. I used to never wear gloves.
Some women know bluegill's legal in Kentucky.
Bluegill,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, one thing I've noticed pulling big fish out of live well, and I can't say it works for everybody, but I've pulled a few big fish out of live well. If you grab them by that mouth and you'll squeeze that tail, there's something about squeezing that tail that relaxes those fish. I'm telling you. Try it one time. Grab that fish by the mouth and just grab his tail and pull him out of there. And from what I've seen, they don't put up that big fight like they do to try to grab him anywhere else. There's something about grabbing a hold of that tail that relaxes those fish.
Well, I like to watch it when them things reach around there and slap everybody else. I'm not too wild about it when they're doing it to me, but
yeah, I seen a boy up in where did I go? St. Joe, Missouri this year. I fished a big tournament on the Missouri River up there, and the boy pulled one out about 65 pounds, and it beat him to death. And the crowd went nuts because he never let it go. It beat him to death.
One of the best ones that I ever remember seeing was Casey Tootro down there at Monsters on the Ohio. I mean, that fish worked that boy over, and he never turned loose, boy. He just kept hanging on to it. I have it on video.
Yeah, I seen Bo Brockman do that down at Sea Art tournament one time. I know you know Bo. I mean, he pulled an 86-pounder out of there, and that 86-pounder tried to beat him to death.
Oh, yeah. It's always a lot more funny watching them when it happens to somebody else instead of happening to you.
That is true. That is very true. Yeah,
what's that? Doc, you got any more questions?
No, I got to let the dog back in now.
Okay. Hell, he's quick. We'll get to that. Aaron's got some other stuff to do. We want to get everything taken care of Aaron so he can get out there, and then we're going to get to Jim Sparks. Yeah.
So if you're looking for information on monsters, you can go to www.monstersontheohio.com. Everything is there. From where is the captain's meeting to where do I send my check to who can I call and make a credit card? What are the rules? Everything is on that website. That's basically why we built that website 7 years ago, is to cut down on the questions. So you can go to that website, and on the top, you'll see several different categories. Go through that stuff. You know, there's boats entered, registration, tournament rules, tournament info. There's even a spot in there that shows you the river level and the weather. So what we like to do this time of year especially is send people to the website, www.monstersontheohio.com. Or a lot of that stuff is also on our Facebook page, Monsters on the Ohio. So between the website and the Facebook page, just about any question you're going to have should be answered by those two sources.
Now, Aaron, they can't find it. They can send you a message. You will get them the answer. Is that correct?
If they cannot find that, send me a message and I will answer it.
That's correct. I get a lot of messages about Monsters on the Ohio, Mississippi River Monsters, Winter Blues on Wheeler. And for the most part, I know the answers. And if it's something that's pretty common knowledge, I will go ahead and answer them. But if it's anything that's technical, I refer them to the tournament directors for these tournaments, because I usually am at those and I have a pretty good idea of what the answers are. But if it's something that I don't feel comfortable answering, I will direct them to the tournament directors, just because I don't want to tell them something that is wrong or I may be mistaken about. But all of you guys have websites, and all the answers are there if you'll dig for them. But some people just don't want to dig for them.
Right.
But these guys have to understand that Aaron Wheatley has got plenty to do between now and the 13th of October. I mean,
I definitely got a lot to do. But yes, if you need something answered, of course I will answer it for you through a phone call or through a text message. I mean, I have no problem with that. Not at all.
now, Aaron, I know you got some other stuff that you need to do, but if you would you pick me out another number? We need to spin this wheel again.
137.6.
Oh,
No,
I mean,
how about between 1 and 5?
two. How about 2? Number 2.
And the winner is James Smith.
James Smith.
James Smith watches every week.
Come on, buy some more.
Get your pocket, Jim.
Come on, buy some more. Just hey, when it clicks over like that,
Got rig wrap again.
Rip Rap is getting taken to school tonight.
Oh man, he's another one. I'm gonna loosen
I
him.
think you got that magnet fixed, man.
But he's back there just
Oh,
magnet now.
Here the other day she was spinning the wheels off it. Tonight she's not doing it.
Here.
James, if you will contact me after the show with your shipping address, I will ship you out some rig wrap products. Again, rig wrap is come up with the idea for this rig wrap wheel. It's been a lot of fun ever since Glenn had sent it to us. We will hook. Hey, looky there. We will be happy to send you out some of their outstanding products and make sure that you get them shipped to you. So thank you so much for watching Catfish Weekly and being a part of our show. All right.
Yeah, he's being a pain tonight.
I got a black.
I got a brown chocolate.
Yeah, I got a black one, and he's 10 months old and full of energy. Trust me.
Yeah, he's a good dog. He's having his share of problems with Lynn not being here.
Yeah, I imagine, buddy.
All right.
Frankie.
Anybody that has any questions for Aaron Wheatley, now is the time to get them out.
Yeah, let it eat. Let it rip. Let's do this.
We get all the questions answered that you have because he is on a limited schedule tonight. He was good enough to join us. So if you have any questions, let's get them on here and get them going. 5 boats can launch at a time. I tell you, another one of the things that is most impressive down there, and there's always guys that help us because Cindy gets a little nervous back in the boat and the trailer down there. You always have guys to assist people like that. It's not that she can't back it in there, but when people are going back and forth between her, she that many of them at a time, she gets a little shook, and you always got guys to help, and that is most impressive at a tournament of that size. It is really cool. Team Kentucky River Cat says, Aaron, you need any help with the tournament? If so, I'll try to make a trip down there to help you.
Hey, we will never turn away help. I promise you that. I will say this, I probably do have, I don't know about the rest of the country, but I have one of the greatest set of volunteer helpers ever. I don't have to call these guys and say, are you helping this year? I get messages from them. What time we need to be there? We're so glad to be there. We love your tournament. So, right here on Catfish Weekly, I want, I don't know how many of my volunteers watch this or see this, but thank you guys so much for helping me build this to what it has become, because without those 50 or 60 volunteers on that day, things wouldn't be near as smooth. No.
Dustin Fall wants to know, has anybody, have you updated the list yet?
That's what I'm trying to get out of here to do. As soon as this is over, I got to update the list to send to the printers so they can print them on the back of the shirts. So that will be happening between now and probably 9 o'clock Central Time tonight. A new list will be printed on Facebook and on the website.
Is anybody going to be selling skippies?
Bass and more.
This guy right here.
Every year. Always has them.
Every year. and I don't deal with that. So please do not message me about bait. That's one thing. It kind of frustrates me. I'm the tournament director. I run the tournament. I do not handle the bait situation.
I take care of the bait. Just get with me.
Get with Jim, please. Any other questions, Lyle?
We're still looking. Nothing.
I don't see any more, but I don't see near as many of them as Doc and Sydney does. That's why I ask them and rely on them so much, because I'm always shooting the bull with you, Aaron.
Yeah, well, we've been around long enough. A lot of people know how things go. That's one good thing about being in the ninth year. Now, I will say this. From looking at the list, man, there's a lot of new fishermen. There's a lot of new people. And Indiana, man, oh, man, they are flocking to monsters. So thank you, Indiana, and any other state that comes and fishes this tournament. I mean, we appreciate you guys from everywhere. But Indiana, man, they're making a big push.
You guys that are wanting to know about bait, hang on just a minute. We're going to have Jim on the show here with us as soon as we wind up with Aaron. Just bear with us, and he's going to answer all of our bait questions in just a minute. Just a minute.
Will the weigh-in be streamed on Facebook or YouTube?
It will be streamed on Facebook. We are working to make sure that we have the best connection possible and the right angle, because I watch these live weigh-ins myself, and I know, you know, sometimes it ain't at the right angle. The forest cutting off, I think that's a Facebook thing. We're going to try to get hooked into an internet access where that will have a good, steady signal and hopefully won't lose our broadcast. But sometimes there's really nothing you can do about that. That's more of a Facebook thing than anything. But yes, it will be streamed live. We'll come on. It'll be on the Monsters on the Ohio Facebook page. So if you want to watch it, you're going to have to go to the Monsters on the Ohio Facebook page. We'll come on about 2:30 to make sure that we got the right camera angle and all that, because we want people to enjoy watching the live weigh-in, that's for sure.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
He said thank you for putting that extra effort into it.
Nope.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We want, you know, like I said, I watch a lot of live weigh-ins. I haven't done a lot of tournament fishing this year, so I've watched a lot. And, you know, if you watch them, you can go through there, and it's kind of like going to a tournament where you don't see things going right. You can critique things in your own tournament, and that's what we're going to try to do, is critique that a little bit to where we got the right angle, we got a good signal, and people can enjoy it without interruptions. But I can't make a promise on that, but we're going to do our best.
Awesome. Well, that's what you got to do. And when you do your best, that's all anyone can expect.
That's right. That's right.
I think that's all the questions, Aaron. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your Monday night to answer all these questions and give us all the pertinent information that you have. I appreciate it more than you ever will know. Looking forward to getting down there.
I appreciate you guys. You know, you guys have been coming to Monsters doing the show for what, your 4th or 5th year, I think. Oh, look at they are 4th. I think 5th. I think it'd be your 5th year.
5th year.
So, you got a lot of time and a lot of effort in that yourselves. I know you guys will be doing something special at Bassamore on the Thursday before Monsters. I believe Jim. I'll let Jim talk about that more because that's his baby.
Yep.
But man, I appreciate you guys. No, I love you guys.
Oh yeah, man.
And I mean that. You know, that's not just saying it, man. That
you know, Aaron, the first time we come down there after everything was all said and done, you was kind of sitting up there on that stage, and you looked like an old whipped pup. You was so wore out, just beat down. And I walked over there and I told you thank you, because we had never had that much fun anywhere we'd ever been. Right. And you was just beat up from all the work that you put in, and we appreciated you putting that much effort into that, and we ain't missed one since.
Yeah, and it's becoming more and more obvious to me that a lot of people appreciate the effort that we put in, and you don't know what that means to me. That means a lot.
It's evident that you do put that much effort forward, and it's not saying that other guys don't do it too, but
no, not at all.
But you really go the extra mile, and when we come that far to fish a tournament, it means a lot that you go the extra mile to make it happen, and we do appreciate it. I mean, like I say, we don't have to come to Owensboro, Kentucky, but we do every year, and we'll continue to as long as Cindy will let me.
That's right. That's right. One real quick little thing a lot of people don't know, but I just found this out today. Sounds like Bill Dance is coming to Owensboro.
Awesome.
So, you know, that's big for my town. We have a great crowd already. I promise you, Bill Dance coming to Owensboro, Kentucky is going to make that crowd even bigger. And I don't know if Bill or George or whoever's connected to that is watching, but thank you guys so much for bringing that opportunity to my town. For Bill Dance to come to Owensboro, Kentucky, that is a big deal. That's a big deal.
Yep. You know,
So,
Eric, we're going to do anything we can to help you out, and we appreciate everything that you do.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So thanks a lot for being on the show tonight. Go get your stuff done, and we'll see you next week, buddy.
I better go get that list updated. There's about 26 boats waiting on me.
All right, man.
See you, Aaron.
All right.
We need to do
Hey,
it
Doc.
real quick.
Yep, we do. We have a new sponsor, Doc, for our holiday giveaway. They sent us a bunch of stuff. Grizzly Jig has expanded their line of products to the catfishing world, and they sent me a box of stuff that's going to be part of our holiday giveaway. And here is a sample of the stuff. It's called Grizzly Jig Blood Red Jig and Bait Enhancer, and we're going to give away this tonight along with one entry to the Holiday Spectacular. So if you would load up everything,
it's ready.
It's ready to go. If you'll give us a spin,
tell me to give it a go.
Give her a spin, and whoever lands on the top spot will be the entry into the Holiday Spectacular, and they can contact me after the show, and I will send them a bottle of this bait enhancer.
And the winner is Travis Davis.
Travis Davis. Travis, you are now the third person entered into the Holiday Spectacular. And contact me after the show, and I will send you this bottle of bait enhancer from Grizzly Jig. And thank you so much for watching Catfish Weekly. Would you set that over so I don't give it away again? Hang on, folks. We still have another prize to give away and one more entry into the Holiday Spectacular a little later on in the show. Jim Sparks.
That be me.
Welcome to the show. You didn't hardly have a chance to say a word in edgewise with Aaron there.
When Aaron's around. It's just not to. It's just best not to.
We've had a whole bunch of questions about skipjack and bait and bass and more and all kinds of stuff, and we've kind of put it off until Aaron was gone. I didn't want you to backhand him or anything while he was sitting there next to you.
Well, we're trying to step our game up there at Bass and More this year too. We're going to have a few more things going on. You know, of course, we're always grateful for you guys for coming down. That's our big thing. We look forward to you guys. But, we got a few other little things we thrown in there for this year too. So maybe help draw some people in there for your show. And, you know, check us out and kind of help get the atmosphere a little bit better. You know.
Awesome. Well, what do we have planned for Thursday before the tournament?
All right. On the Thursday before the tournament, of course, this will be our 5th year hosting you guys, doing your show there, I think. I think we did it once at our first place, 2, that, and then 3. This will be our 3rd year. So that's our fifth time in a row doing this, and it keeps getting better every year.
Oh, we have a blast.
So, and what we're going to do is, you know, last year we, we threw a little mix in there where we had a little cookout for everyone that I thought went over really, really good. We are going to be doing that again this year. We're going to have a cookout for all monsters, entries, and their families, free of charge, all the food, all the drink you can eat. All day Thursday, we'll probably start cooking at around 10 a.m. that morning, and we're going to cook right on up until you knock your show down. And, you know, if they leave there hungry, it's their fault. I know last year you didn't leave hungry, if I remember right.
No, I did not.
So that worked out real well. And we are going to be doing that again. And I want everybody to know that Thursday, it is free of charge. It's not going to cost you nothing to show up at your show or show up at my store. You can eat all you want that Thursday.
Now, is Chef Brandon going to be doing the cooking again?
Brandon is going to be doing the cooking Thursday. Another little good thing we're going to have, we have a lot of people that come into town starting on the Monday we call the Monster Week. And so what we're going to do this year is that we have actually got a gentleman who is an outstanding cook. I mean, outstanding. He's got his own little business. He goes around on wheels and stuff. It's called Jay's Best Grub. He's going to be setting up at my store Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And he's got all kinds of stuff that he cooks right there on site in his trailer. And that's just going to be a little thing there that we're going to have for people that come in all week. If you're looking for a good place to eat, check his food out because he's actually a better cook than Brandon is. I have to admit that. But hot dogs, the hamburgers, the sausages. I'm not real sure. I asked my daughter to get me a menu, but he's got like a wide range of menus. And he is going to be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday all day cooking for the fishermen that comes in. His prices are really reasonable. So there. But now Thursday, you come, you're going to get free food. That's going to be on Bassamore. We're doing that for you guys. We're doing it for your show.
Wow. Well, we really appreciate that, Jim. And I know, we have a great time coming to Bassamore every year. It's always a ton of fun. I'll never forget the first year that we done one of those remotes down in the little store you had on the other side of town. We wasn't even sure that was going to work. We'd never done one like that before.
Yeah, I know. It worked out good. They've all worked out good.
Yeah, it did. It worked out wonderfully. It was awesome, and we've enjoyed that so much coming down there every year. It's always a blast, and we just can't wait to get there. But yeah, that's the cookout thing. Kind of just an idea that popped up last year. I thought it was a great idea, and you did too, and it worked out really good. And Brandon cooked the fire out of them hot dogs and hamburgers last year, and yeah, I didn't leave there hungry. I promise you.
Nobody did. I was like, it was really good. I was impressed, So it really worked out well, and everybody seemed real appreciative of it. And that's just something we want to do to help people, coming into town. A lot of these guys and gals that's coming into town are almost like neighbors now because they've been coming for so many years, And, that's a good thing, but it's just a little something we want to throw in there to kind of help you guys. But the other thing, I don't want people getting confused on it. But like I said, we have people in here pre-fishing starting that Monday morning. So they'll be able to come by our store anytime Monday through Friday, and they can get fed. Okay, yep. Now Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, they're going to have to pay the gentleman that's cooking, but his prices are more reasonable than going to McDonald's. Trust me.
Wow.
Better food. So, we kind of got him in there to do that. I felt like that would be a good thing for our people that's coming in. Again, we're going to touch on it. Don't forget the Thursday, your show, we're going to do the free cookout. Another thing we're going to do, every week, I think it's great seeing all these fishermen and all these guys and gals come up and talk to you, and talk about catfishing and all this stuff, So, what we're going to do this year, everybody that comes up and does an interview with you this year, you're going to give them a ticket for doing an interview with you, okay? And we're going to take the other ticket, and we're going to put it in the pot. And when you finish your show up, you're going to draw out a winner, and you're going to receive a free Garcia 7000 reel for just coming to do an interview with you. So that's another little twist we're trying to throw in there to get more people involved, get people in there to, tell us their story. And I keep telling all these guys, all these semi-pros and pros are coming to town, come down and listen to them. They're going to give you tips and stuff. And they don't really give a lot of tips, but they're really interesting to listen to. I think they really are. So we're going to try to get some more people involved.
them guys down there, if you'll ask them things, they'll tell you. They will tell you.
They'll tell you. They'll tell you exactly. Larry Hughes, he's one of the best. I've had people surrounding him in the store.
Yep.
I appreciate what Larry does when he comes down. And he tells some of these novice fishermen, you know, I mean, he helps them out. He shows them how to set up the rigs and everything. Yep. That's great. I mean, that's what it's all about. So if somebody doesn't show us, we're not going to know. You know,
that's exactly right.
That's great. You know, it's really great.
One of the questions we're getting is, do you have demon dragons in your store?
Yes, I do. I just got a load in Thursday. Of course, I haven't been able to get it to the store in the last couple of weeks, months. We've had a lot of stuff going on. I plan on being down there bright and early in the morning. I've actually got, I think, 3 loads of inventory in that I haven't even went through yet, but I do know the demon dragons are in there. We should have, so if anybody's in the need of any monster rod holders, we should have those in stock. We're actually going to have the new 8-inch stems in stock. And from the way I understand it, we're the first store in the country that's actually going to have those in their store. The new 8-inch stems are going to be having. So if you're looking for any rod holders, you know, we will be carrying the monster rod holders. We've got the scales. We got, I mean, you know what we got. We got, if you need it, you know, we pretty much got it there. And I'm going to try to go through all the inventory this week to make sure everything, you know, is up to date. Because like I said, Brandon has been pretty much running the store by himself the last couple of weeks because we've had a lot going on.
Yes, sir.
I plan on being down there in the morning trying to get caught up on everything. So I do know I got demon dragons. I actually got one gentleman last week that I believe won on your drawing, on your spin the wheel, and he actually wants one, and I'm going to be sending him one. I just haven't been able to do it yet. I know it's been a week, and I hope, you know, I apologize for like I said, I just haven't been down there to do everything. So I do know I have demon dragons in.
Okay. All right.
Okay. They want to know about skipjacks. Do they need to pre-order for the skipjacks?
I would suggest pre-order, okay? Because what I'm working with Carl on that, and Carl's done an excellent job of getting me stocked up. He just brought me a load this week. We expect a couple more loads if he can get. I mean, you guys know how skipjack is, so that's why I'm saying, you know, please call us, get pre-ordered. Because so we'll have an idea of how many we need to try to get in the store. You know, I'm going to do everything I can to get them in there. Carl's going to do everything he can to get them in there. But when you have an idea of just how many you're going to need, you know, it just makes it a whole lot better. You know, so yes, we will have skipjack for everybody, and we're trying to, you know, I'm trying to get as much good live bait as what I can. I'm working on large, extra large chubs right now. Actually, what I will do is let you know by next Monday if I'm actually 100% sure I'm going to have those. Right now, I'm 90% sure I'm going to have them. Okay, and these will be live. So we should have those. And of course, we'll have our large goldfish and stuff for you guys that want them. I'm still iffy on the bluegill. I know something. There's usually some guys that want bluegill. I bought about 400 bluegill last year, and I wind up losing about half of them. So if you want bluegill this year, call the store, pre-order it, and I will do everything I can to get it in there. And I will let them know if I can't, so they'll have time to get it from somewhere else. So
give us the number, Jim.
The store number is 270-684-5999. Or you can go to our website, Passingmore, catfishbunker.com. Phone number, all the information, a lot of stuff on there. We've got a lot of stuff on our website. And I really haven't worked our website the way I need to, but I plan on being able to be down there a little bit more now, kind of getting that thing updated a little more and stuff. So, you know, most of the guys contact me on Facebook, which is fine. Or you can call the store and we'll get you set up with that.
Awesome.
Okay, how much? And I don't know if you know this yet, but how much are the skipjacks? You don't have a price.
The skipjack comes in a bag of 4, and it's $10.59 a bag, and that's a really good price. That's what we're selling it to you guys for the tournament. And I feel like that's pretty fair, you know, for what we have to give to it. I think a lot of guys are. I've had some guys call the store and say, "My God," and I think they're going to jump all over me and they say, "How do you sell it that cheap?" So, you know, we feel pretty good about the price, and well, we think it's pretty good. So that's what it is for a bag of 4. It's $10.59. The price on the chubs and goldfish, I haven't really sat down and done, but I will let you guys know by next Monday about the live bait.
Okay. And Greg wants to know if you'll be open on Sunday after the tournament.
Yes.
He says he needs to bring home some bait.
Yeah. We always have a few people that ask us, and you know, and we do make arrangements to open up on the Sunday for you guys, you know, that's out of town and wants to come by. We appreciate it. So yeah, we'll be announcing all that and stuff probably at the captain feeding and stuff on the times and stuff, because pretty much we'll be open that whole week, non-stop, just like the others. I know you guys remember last year, I think there was 3 nights in a row there. I didn't get out of there until about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, about 3 days last year or so. You know, we try to stay open. If we don't stay open, my phone number's right on that door. You hit town, you dial that number, I'll be there in 10 minutes. There's no ifs or buts about it. We'll be there.
Thank you, Daniel. You're the man.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Matthew Miles, earlier.
Yes, Daniel. Thank you, Matthew. Doc, have you got chat loaded up?
Yes, sir.
Catfish Clothing would like to give away a free T-shirt.
Okay. Hang on a minute. Let's see. Let me reset this bad boy.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a number from 1 to 142.
Pick one out there, Jim.
Woo, 13.
13 it is. And the winner is Catfish Stalker Outdoors with Captain Greg Olaf. Greg, you are the winner.
Contact Matthew Miles, and he will hook you up with a nice shirt. You're going to love it. Matthew's been a sponsor of Catfish Weekly for some time. You will love his shirts. They're a great product. We have another giveaway to do here in just a little bit. We still have one more for the great holiday spectacular yet to do. How soon do they need to get their pre-orders in for the skipjack, Jim?
You know, it's sooner the better, for one thing. We probably will not cut off the pre-orders till probably next Tuesday. And that's kind of something I need to go with Carl on also, you know, and let him know about how many we've got, because I don't want to overload Carl, because he busted his butt last year to get them all in there, man. I mean, he had me worried to death that he come through because we had so many pre-orders.
Right.
We'll put him in that position this year. We want to give him about, 4 or 5 days to play with in there. So I would appreciate if everybody got their pre-orders in by the end of this week, Sunday, Monday at the latest. So Carl kind of have a little heads up on what we got. And like I say, in the morning, I'll be going in and counting and seeing just how many pre-orders we've already got, how many we've actually got in stock. After this week right here, we will not be selling any skipjack to anybody except monster people until after the tournament, because we want to make sure that everybody's got enough, bait to fish with. So there'll be about a 7 or 8 day window in there where, I won't sell the skipjack unless they're fishing the monsters.
Right. Yeah. Well, them guys come every year, and they know you're going to have it. You know they're coming, so
they're going to have skipjack, shad, and hopefully bluegill and big chuds. So we're going to have them in there.
I got to tell you guys, Cindy bought some of the biggest goldfish that we had ever seen, and brought them home to our grandkids one year because they was just absolute giants. I still have never seen goldfish that big before or since. And if you want big baits, Jim will have them.
I'll get it in there. I'll be working day and night to get it in there.
Oh, they're just monstrous. and there it's good bait. I mean, it's always quality stuff, and you always got plenty of it. So, and I consider that very reasonable prices too.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're pretty proud of our prices on it. I mean, we know what other people sell it for, and we're pretty proud of our prices.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. So, all good, all good. What else you got going on down at Bass and More? I know you got all the hooks and all the other stuff that that everybody needs. You got plenty of fishing equipment. If somebody, there was one guy that asked a minute ago if you had plenty of Big Cat Fever rods in stock.
I do. I've actually got an order that should hit before tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest. We've got some of the new white medium heavies and heavies, and some of the regular black foam heavies and medium heavies. And I'm actually going to try to get a few more in there too, because I think I'm going to have maybe 30 right now, and I got a feeling they're going to go pretty quick. So we're going to try to get some more in there. But as of right now, yes, we do. We have plenty of B&M rods. We've got plenty of Big Cat Fever rods. We've got a few whisker sticker rods, I think, left. So, I'll have plenty of rods in there for everybody.
Okay, good enough. Doc, are you still loaded up with chat?
Yes, sir.
We want to Whisker Sticks. Lena would like to give away a set of 3 lights and a kid's bobber.
I don't know if it's breast care. The pink breast care, I don't know if that's separate or not.
Well, you'll have to ask her about that.
Alrighty. And the winner is Mickey Holiday.
Mickey Holiday. Contact Lena with Whisker Sticks LED lights and tell them that you was a winner on Catfish Weekly. And Lena, thank you so much. Whisker Sticks has been with us for ever since they got started, Doc. They've been with us for a really long time.
3 pack of pink lights for breast care awareness.
And they would also like to do a 3-pack of pink lights for breast care awareness, Doc. So let's go again with that.
All right. Oh, once again, and the winner is Michael Malott.
Michael Malott. If you will get a hold of Whisker Sticks LED lights and tell them you won the pink lights, they will get them shipped out to you. Again, thank you so much, Whisker Sticks. We appreciate it very much. Those are outstanding lights. They last a really, really long time, and they're extremely bright, can be used for so many different things. And thank you guys for watching Catfish Weekly and being a part of our show. And Whisker Sticks, thank you so much for donating those great prizes to our viewers in chat.
And Matthew Miles.
Yes, Matthew Miles, thank you for the T-shirt. I know that guy's going to love that shirt, especially if it's one of the new ones. Well, it wouldn't matter if it's the new one or the other ones. They're all great.
One thing I've found out in this business, they love it. It don't matter what it is. They love it.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, man. That is exactly right. All right. Jim, is there anything else you need to tell us about from Bass and More?
Well, only thing I can tell you is, Lyle, I miss you, man. Come on down a week early. Come on.
I wished I could. I really do. I wished I could be down there and spend the time with you guys. I know you guys are going to be getting busy, and man, I need to go fishing. I really do. So we're going to leave and come down there and try to hit the water before I see you. Usually when we come to Owensboro, our first stop is Bass and More.
Yeah.
Usually we don't ever stop before we hit the store. But we're going to make a pit stop at the Ohio River before we get there this year. But the second stop will be at Bass and More.
You can change your habits a little bit there. Just a little bit.
Just slightly, but we're going to be spending Thursday down there, so we're going to stop Wednesday and try to pre-fish a little bit, and then get out again Thursday morning to pre-fish, because we're going to be down there Thursday afternoon and spend the rest of the day with you guys. And then, Doc, when was it you was going to be down there?
I'll be down there Thursday towards, I don't know, 5 or 6 probably. I'm going to try to get out of work at 2 o'clock.
So we'll probably still be at Bassmore when you get there.
Yeah, I'll probably come straight there.
I'm gonna make a bet with you, Lyle.
What's that?
I'll bet you that if you come into Owensboro Wednesday and you're saying you're not coming to Bassmore until Thursday, I would like to wager a bet on it. There'll be something that you need that you'll be coming by the store after. I will make that
It
one.
won't matter if I need anything or not. If we go to Owensboro, I'll be at Bassmore.
Mhm.
No fishing license, too.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. I mean, it's kind of like home when we get to Owensboro. I got another question for you though.
Go ahead.
How many days the week of the 8th through the 13th, how many days that week does Aaron Wheatley show up at Bassmore?
Well, you know what? He shows up so not much. I gave him his own key. What does that tell you? Sometimes he gets there before I do.
Does he have coffee on when you get there?
I gave him his own key. I sure did. I gave him a key.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I just told him, come go as you want. Here, take it.
That's too funny. Well, Jim, before you leave, what do you say we spin the old rig wrap prize wheel one more time?
Let's do it, buddy.
What? Give me a number between 1 and 5.
Well, let's go with 4.
1. It's a little slow taking off tonight, but once it gets going, it's all right. 2, 3, 4. And the winner is Justin Herr, Herr. And let's see what we can conjure up for Justin.
We'll go this way.
Yeah,
That time.
you got a little more
It goes,
spin.
it goes faster. Ow!
Just kind of
Oh,
Man,
catfish.
Catfish Clothing.
it's closing.
Justin, if you will contact Matthew Miles at Catfish Clothing, he will fix you up with a really nice prize from his great selection of products. Thank you so much for watching Catfish Weekly and playing the Rig Wrap Prize Wheel game. Matthew Miles, thank you so much for being a sponsor to our show. We appreciate it so much, and I know you'll take care of this gentleman. Jim, thank you so much for spending your Monday evening. I know you guys have had a heck of a day today, and we wish you guys the very best. I know it's been a tough time for you, but
But we appreciate all the thoughts and all the comments and everything. I mean, I knew there was a lot of people that liked Sheila, but I didn't realize there were that many people that like me, because all the comments I made, so that's good. We really appreciate it. It has been a couple tough weeks.
I'm sure
It's really been hard on Sheila. Really, really hard on her.
well.
But, we got through it. Thank God. We appreciate everybody's prayers and stuff. And, I'll be the first to tell you that's why I got her through it, all the prayers.
I'm sure
Know all about it.
it means a great deal in a time of need like that, and we'll be thinking about her for a while, and we'll be down there next week and looking forward to seeing you guys. Can't wait to get there. It's going to be a good time. It always is, and if you'd let me catch a couple of good fish this year, I'd sure appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, if I had any spots, I'd give you that. But now listen, next week, before next Monday's show, I'm going to get with you and give you some updates on some things, and to keep everybody updated on it and stuff about bait and the food and everything. So we'll, I'm just going to keep you informed on it, because there's a lot of people watching the show, and
Okay.
so I'll let you know and give you something to talk about next week on the show too.
That'd be perfect. Thank you so much, Jim. We appreciate everything you do for the sport of catfishing.
So we love it, man. We love it.
All
Jim, they want to know if you carry TWC rods.
Say that again.
Do you carry TWC rods?
PWC. We do work with Jerry on that. As of right now, I do not have any in stock, but I will get some if Jerry's got any. And I think I do have maybe 1 or 2 there at the store, but I honestly believe that they're the pink ones. over pink ones that he used to have. I know there may be still one there, but I do need to call Jerry. That's an outstanding product, and so I'll be giving Jerry a call, and if we can get some more in there, plan on some of them being in there. Absolutely. But we do work with Jerry on that, and he has kept us in stock before, so I'll be getting a hold of him, and I'll get them in there. Sure will.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Thanks again, Jim, for being on the show. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it too. We really love you guys.
All right, man. We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, Cindy.
Bye, Jim. I love you too.
Bye.
Man, what a fun place to go, Doc.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get there.
It's so much nicer that he's got the bigger shop too.
Oh, it is. The other place was all right. We had a good time there, but this new place is so much bigger, nicer, and it's easier to motivate. It's got to be better for them. It just has to be.
Yeah.
We got one more big prize to do tonight.
Yes, we do.
Before we do that, Doc, let's do Doc's tip of the week.
All right, Doc's tip of the week. It's hang on a minute. Let me get the camera around here so I can see myself. Not that I want to see myself. I'm just saying I've got to be able to see the product I'm going to show everybody. Doc's tip of the week tonight. It's starting to cool down. There's moisture in the air. We're seeing it's probably not too far from our first frost. And a lot of moisture, a lot of dew on the ground in the morning. And before long, there's going to be snowballs flying. We don't like to see that. But one of the things that you need to do is use this product right here called Permatex Dielectric Grease. This tube here will really save a lot of issues when it comes to lights, when it comes to your electronics, where you plug your boat in to your trucks. Use this stuff. This tube right here runs about $7. I buy the bigger one because I do my electronics. I do, anything that is contacting with electric from your 12 volt, you need to have this stuff on there. And you don't have to use it sparingly. Use it liberally. It doesn't, it just sticks right there. It doesn't grab dust and stuff like that. But this stuff will really do a good job for you. Permatex Dielectric Grease. And that's Doc's tip for the night.
I used to cuss that stuff when I worked in the automotive industry because they put it on things until I found out how much good it really does.
Oh, yeah.
And then you don't worry about it anymore. You just wipe it off and keep going because it is amazing stuff. And people should be using it forever because it just keeps moisture out of everything that has moisture in it that doesn't belong there.
Yeah, and a lot of times on my boat, I keep my electronics there until it starts getting cold. But, even with the electronics hooked up, a lot of times that moisture can still creep in there. So you need to unplug those, fill those with this dielectric grease, and then put them back in there. It'll push that moisture right out and dissipate it all.
That's right. And it doesn't affect your connection one
No, and it makes them better, actually.
That's right.
You'll see that green stuff. I've seen it green, and then I've also seen it kind of yellowish looking stuff on there. And boy, all it takes is one of those, and you get something that shorts out, and then either you lose a unit, or you get lucky and it just pops a fuse on the thing. But I use it on everything.
Yep, it's good stuff. Really good stuff.
Yeah, I lean more towards the Permatex because this is a good name brand stuff. I don't use off-brand type stuff. I like the Permatex.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in brand name stuff. If you use the good stuff, you have less of a chance of anything going wrong. Just the way it is.
Yep. So,
are you all loaded up in chat?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Whisker Sticks LED lights. I have 2 hot little items right here. We're going to give these away to the next winner, to the second entry to the Holiday Spectacular tonight. So if you're all loaded up, let's give it a spin and see who ends up on the top of the list, Doc.
Cindy Stokes can't win, right?
No, she can't.
That's not right. Oh, come on.
That's what it came up. Let me hit it again. Brian Melinda Folsom.
All right. Brian and Melinda Folsom. Hey, baby. What are you doing? You've been laying down and being really good tonight.
He's talking to the dog, not me.
Yeah.
All right, so that was our last one for the night, correct?
That's the last one for tonight. And I just want to let everybody know we had a really good show with Aaron and Jim tonight. But next week, we have the guys from the Possum Kingdom tournament going to be on the show. Now, that's a huge tournament down there they're having. Them three guys are hilarious. I've been watching some of their live feeds. They've been doing one every week. $25,000 to win. That is huge. Huge.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Don't everybody leave. Don't everybody leave. I just got a message, none other than Tony Kate.
Oh, wow.
Hang tight, boys and girls. We're not done yet. Doc, you didn't throw away your chat load, did you?
Nope, it's still there.
That's probably a good idea. Let me see what Tony's got in mind. Tony Caton says, let's give away two Big Cat Fever heavy actions.
And where's that here? Come on. And the winner is Joe Jones. Joe Jones.
Joe, if you will contact Tony or Caleb with Big Cat Fever, you would be the winner of two Big Cat Fever heavy action rods. Thank you so much for watching our show and being in the chat tonight. It paid off. Those guys at Big Cat Fever have been really good to us here lately, and they've been especially good to our viewers that watch our show and are in our chat. That's an outstanding thing. Tony, thank you so much for donating those rods. I know Joe's going to enjoy them very much. We appreciate the fact that you've been giving away those rods to our viewers. It's just outstanding. You guys are so good to us. We appreciate it, and I know the guys that end up winning them appreciate it too. Honey, quit. Possum Kingdom guys, it should be hilarious. Them guys are really funny when they do their live feeds. We're going to have a good time with those guys. $25,000 to win, Doc. That's a big payday.
That's a lot of money.
I talked to Brian and those guys here a while back when we were setting up this show. They told me that there might not be really, not that they don't have big fish in that lake, but that time of the year, there might not be a lot of really big fish caught, but there's going to be a lot of fish caught. They're going to have a really good time. They have a really big payout for this tournament. It ought to be a great time down there. I wish it was to where we could make it. I just haven't found a way that we could swing it yet. But we'll see.
Someone said it was Joe's first night on Catfish Wheatley tonight. Joe Jones that won the Big Cat Fever rods.
Awesome. Who was the guy that won the entry to the Holiday Spectacular?
Which one?
The last one.
Brian and Linda Folsom.
Brian and Linda, be sure to contact me to get your Whisker Sticks LED lights. I'll need your shipping address for those.
Okay, Shad Shack wants to explain the rig wrap wheel and the way the numbers work.
The numbers had nothing to do with it.
The
numbers we used to, I made the mistake a couple of times asking for a number, and the chat flew by, and it took 40 to 50 seconds to try to figure out the numbers. So we started doing it a little bit different. But the rig wrap wheel, you need to sign up on Catfish Weekly. And, we just, when somebody says pick a number, we're picking a number from 1 to 5. And then Lyle has it loaded up in the randomizer. And so if a number 3 is picked, we do it 3 times, and that person is the winner that's at the top of the thing. There are times where, like, I'll load the chat up, and we've got like 130 people in the chat, and I'll ask for a number from 1 to 130, and whatever that number is that person picks, that's who we end up winning it. But I mean, we just kind of mix it all up just to keep it interesting for everybody. So, but that's how it works.
Numbers are for us, not them.
Do you have a turn sign of every week?
What?
I'm not sure I understand that. Do you have a turn sign of every week?
No, somebody answered it. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't either. I don't get it. And Shad, check the deal with the sponsors give away these products to this and stuff. It works out really well. Some of the guys have been on it since the beginning, and some of them come and go. We've had some of them in there, and yeah, we've had some slime line giveaways. We've had all kinds of stuff given away in chat that people have donated and different stuff, and we really appreciate it. It keeps the interest and stuff up, and keeps our
right.
sponsors with stuff, and so it means a lot.
Do you have to sign in every week to win at the wheel? Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Just go to catfishweekly.com and sign up there, and we'll load them up on random.org, and that's how we determine who we get.
And you have to be signed up in chat too.
And you have to be eligible to win in chat. You have to be
in chat.
In chat, and to get in chat, you have to be a subscriber to Catfish Weekly to be in chat. So, subscribe to Catfish Weekly, join the chat box, and you're there. It's just that simple. Say hello to us and make a comment, and you're in. And that's how you get. And once you're there, there are only going to be 16 people eligible for the prizes. For the big holiday spectacular, and they are
that's on November 19th, correct?
November 19th, and there's only 12 spots left, and at least one of the prizes is worth up to $1,400. So
no, Travis, you do not have to comment on chat. If you're in chat, I can grab everybody that's in chat, so you don't have. You can be in chat and not say a word.
And we still know you're there.
And we got you.
Volunteer.
Yep. Dustin Fall, welcome. I didn't see you all night, but I see you.
He's been in there. He's been in there. He's been asking a lot of questions.
As he has been rolling right along from here, but I had Aaron Wheatley, so.
Yeah, and you can only win at the wheel once every 30 days. In chat, there is no limit.
Is it?
So.
Oh, okay. Shad Shack is sending us that shad bait tank that they're making, Doc.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait to see it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, there was one at, where were we at? What tournament were we at? There was one. What was the last one we fit? Oh, Mississippi River Monsters.
Mississippi River Monsters.
Yeah, there was a Shad Shack bait tank there. I'm almost sure there was.
Was it Shad Shack?
I didn't see one there, but
yeah, it was over. It was over on the far side. Pretty sure there was.
MRM.
That's what he said. MRM. Hey, gee, this old dog still can remember a few things.
Old dog can still hunt. That's awesome, man. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching Catfish Weekly tonight. We'll see you next Monday night. We'll be talking with the Possum Kingdom guys. Be sure to tune in at 7 Central. See you next Monday night.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate the thumbs up. See you next Monday.